Hi, I'm Tasman Monopoly, Cosmetic Chemist and trainee here at the Institute of Personal Care Science, and today I'm going to show you how to make a natural heat protecting shampoo. Now let's get into the lab. Okay, so here I have my phase A ingredients here. I'm going to be adding some bilberry extract for marketing, also as a story. This is going to give it a slight tinge of colour. And then to this, I'm going to be adding my Star Active here, which is the Alea Renova by Vitris Biotech. So this active is a multifunctional one. It has some really good efficacy data. It protects hair from damage for up to temperatures of 230 degrees, which is a lot, and also protects from UV heat damage. So it's not just high temperatures, it's also UV, which is great. So you can see here on the left-hand side that the hair shaft is looking quite frayed, dry, and damaged, whereas on the right-hand side here, using the Alea Renova, it's quite smooth and protected. It also has some hair nourishing and beautifying data. It's also good at reinforcing hair anchoring and also really good at collagen boosting and scalp regenerating. So overall, a really good active to use in hair products. Okay, so moving on to my next phase, here I have my surfactant. So I'm going to be using some Eversoft US30S. To this, I'm going to be adding some Genogen CAB. I'm also going to be adding some Planticare 810 Up. This is just going to help make it nice and mild while also providing a nice afterwash feel. Now I'm just going to give that a stir using low shear. Remember to use low shear when working with surfactants because you don't want to create too much foam or bubbles. As you can see here, I'm using very low shear and bubbles are already starting to form. This is quite hard when doing a small lab sample. Sometimes it can be hard to avoid. Okay, once that's nice and homogeneous, then we're going to add it to our water phase. And we're just going to stir with low shear until homogeneous. Okay, next I do want my shampoo to be a little bit more viscous, so I'm going to be adding some gum to it. I'm using the Cosmoderm X Soft. This is a really nice, beautiful grade of xanthan gum. So I'm going to add this into my glycerin to create a slurry. Okay, once you've got a nice smooth slurry, we're just going to add it into our surfactant. Now you probably will need to use probably medium shear here just to get the gum into this, which is going to create a little bit of foaming bubbles, but it will go down and settle in a couple of days. And really make sure that the gum is really worked into this, otherwise it will separate and you'll wind up with a big blob of just xanthan floating in your surfactant. Okay, once we've worked that into there a bit, I am going to be adding my preservative, last but not least, just using some GeoGuard ECT. Okay, now we're going to check adjust pH. Now, a tip with surfactant products is always make sure that you finish them and then also let it sit overnight to assess what they're like. Sometimes full viscosity isn't achieved to adjust pH and also until it has sat overnight. So full viscosity generally isn't achieved till the next day. So that's a nice little tip there because a lot of people tend to give up on their surfactant products straight away if their viscosity isn't nice and thick. So just always make sure that you finish them, take it all the way to the end, and then see what the viscosity is like the next day, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to cover it and let it sit overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and reassess. You'll also find as well that a lot of the bubbles will settle as well, so all that foam and bubbles will go away. Okay, so this is what our shampoo is looking like after a couple of days. I've actually moved it into a beaker so we can see how much the bubbles have gone down and see if there was any separation. It's easier to tell in something that's clear. So as you can see, that's got a nice viscosity to it. It's not too gluggy or thick, and it's not too low viscosity. And as you can see, all the bubbles are gone. It's got that nice little tinge to it from that bilberry extract. And there you go, that's how easy it is to make a natural heat protecting shampoo. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, leave any questions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to receive notification on all our videos. Happy formulating!